Hi guys! I hope you enjoyed that little chemical reaction demo and the reminder that is the different types of chemical reactions we looked at before spring break. Here I'm going to walk you through the second part of today's 1 hour of chemistry, and it's going to require that we use a simulation, which we're going to use a few of in the future, called a Gizmo. So you're going to have to start by getting yourself set up on how to use a Gizmo. So on the LMS, there's a link for the website for Gizmo, and there's a step-by-step guide on how to sign up. It looks like this. It tells you exactly what URL to go to if you don't want to click the link. It tells you to click on Enroll. It tells us our specific class code, and it tells you that you're going to need to set up a username and password. You don't have to worry about putting this in your class notebook, but maybe you want to print out this sheet or write it down on a Post-it note so that you have it because we will be using this in the future. So when you get to the Gizmo page and you've done everything you need to do, where it says my name, you'll see the option to log in. So I'm going to go and look at our class. This is what you will see when you get all logged in. You'll be a part of our Chemistry 1 2019-2020 class, and you'll have this option for the Chemical Equations Gizmo, which you can launch. Okay, so I am launching my Gizmo, and here it is. And what you're going to also see on our LMS page is a link for a Google form with questions that you're going to answer while using this Gizmo. So here's my Google form, okay, for you to work through. The first two questions you're going to be able to hopefully answer without the Gizmo, thinking back to the reactions we looked at before spring break. So a candle is placed on one pan of a balance and an equal weight is balanced on the other pan. What would happen if you lit up the candle and waited for a while? Well, hint, a combustion reaction is going to happen. But what you need to think about is you need to think about if the mass is going to change. If you're just letting that carbon dioxide escape into the air, is the mass of the candle going to change? In the second scenario, you're carrying out a combustion reaction, but it's in a sealed jar. Now is the mass going to change? These are just thinking questions. No Gizmo work required. Then you're going to get into using the Gizmo. So I want to walk you through an example of how you can use the Gizmo. So you could type different reactions into the reactants box, okay? And they're going to show up in more standard chemical formula notation with subscripts, even though you don't have to type them with subscripts over here. And then you're also going to see a picture of them in the reactants box. So H2 tells me there's 2 hydrogens, O2 tells me there's 2 oxygens, and then my product here is going to be H2O. I just typed H2O and clicked enter. There it is right there. And now I see 2 H's and an O. Now what I need to think to myself, I know that the law of conservation of mass is a thing, and the law of conservation of matter is a thing, meaning both mass and matter cannot be created nor destroyed during a chemical reaction. That means if I start with 2 hydrogens, I need to end with 2 hydrogens. If I start with 2 oxygens, I need to end with 2 oxygens. Hopefully you see right now there's a problem, right? I only have 1 oxygen. So now I need to think to myself, what can I do? I can add coefficients to my chemical reaction. I cannot change the subscript. The subscript is required for the identity of that compound. Hydrogen gas is hydrogen gas only if it's H2. Oxygen gas is oxygen gas only if it's O2. Water is water only if it's H2O. These are the simplest ratios of these atoms to form these compounds. So I cannot change subscripts. I have to change coefficients. So here I'm going to add a 2, meaning I have 2 water molecules as my products. Here are the atomic components of those 2 water molecules: 4 hydrogens, 2 oxygens. Hopefully now you can see I balanced my oxygens, but I just messed with my hydrogens. I only have 2 over here, but now I have 4 over here. So now, by looking at that, maybe I'd consider adding a 2 there. And now it looks like I'm all balanced. 4 hydrogens in my reactants, 4 hydrogens in my products, 2 oxygens in my reactants, 2 oxygens in my products. I could check, and it is properly balanced. Okay? And you could just continue changing the types of reactants and products in these boxes to help you answer each of these questions on the Google form. Okay, and some of the questions are going to explicitly tell you to type certain things into the Gizmo. Other questions, you might just want to use it because it will help you determine how many of each atom is in this compound. Okay, so maybe if I copy this compound and paste it into my Gizmo, I'll be able to see everything that's in there if it's not clear to me just from the chemical formula what's in there. Okay, of course this is not a valid chemical reaction, but for the sake of answering the questions, this is going to be very helpful. Alright guys, I will be on Zoom today between 1 and 2 o'clock if you have any questions with this. I also urge you to take a look at Power School for quarter 3. The quarter is over. I am finalizing grades between today and tomorrow, so if you have missing work that you have not sent to me or we have not talked about, now is the time. ASAP, please. All right? End quarter 3 strong so that you could go into quarter 4 strong and finish the school year out strong. All right, guys. I look forward to seeing you soon. Have a good day.